So, topic number 2. College. Should my kid go to college? Should your kids go to college? This is something I used to be hardcore, super aggressive about, I guess, is maybe a term for it. But my parents didn't go to college. Nobody before my parents went to college, or before me and my older sister went to college. So I thought it was very important. Every kid that I graduated high school with went to school, went to college, most of them. It was the very popular thing to do. So anyway, I tried to go into the military for reasons I couldn't go. So I decided to go to school like everybody else. And yeah, it was a good experience. I loved college. It was some of the funnest times of my life, but necessary? Absolutely not. You know, now thinking about it, I graduated almost 15 years ago from college. I much would have rather had learned something like a trade and done that for at least a little while I either went and got a degree at night to do something else. But the biggest thing is I definitely could have learned a trade and started my own business in just a couple of years. Whether HVAC, welding, something like that. These, like welding, pays really well. And it's something to do. It doesn't have to, you learn how to do it over the course of a year or two. And then you're guaranteed a job starting at $65K a year, more than what I made coming out of college. So anyway, that's something. So you say, hey, should my kids go to college? Well, it all still depends. It still depends for my kids. My son, I think he'll probably be perfect for college. So far he's proven to be fairly intelligent, fairly athletic. So, he may go off to college and learn how to do something. But to be honest with you, if he doesn't want to go, if he wants to do something, if he wants to be a professional video game player, which is what I wanted to be growing up, I don't think that's too crazy, especially now, right? With Twitch and YouTube and all these other streaming platforms, you can do it. All you really have to do is a dedication to upload content and be consistent and just work really. So if you do that, you can make anything really happen. So that's part of the shtick is give it a try. You can always go to school later. And school's not very cheap anymore. I think the last I heard, the average increase of college tuition year over year was 7 or 8%, which is crazy. Because thinking about, I am saving for my kids' college fund, but imagine you're saving every year and it's in, some decent mutual funds that are growing at 8, 9, 10% a year, but the tuition rate's also growing at that. You never even get close. So anyway, he can come to me and say, hey, I want to try this for a couple of years. It's hey, go for it, man. I think you'll learn more for sure working and doing stuff as opposed to sitting in the classroom learning theory. But I'll also, if he's hey, I want to go to college, you help me apply, this is where I want to go, stuff like that. And we openly discussed going to college. So it's sort of, I think, openly discussing it, asking him, hey, where would you go to college? When you go to college, which college would you pick? If you could be, a quarterback for any college football team, which one would it be? We live in South Carolina, so we're big Clemson fans. And, so I always like to see if he'd pick that one. But, occasionally he's a big sports guy, so he'll pick a random a random school here or there. But anyway, that's sort of my thought on college in general is, you know, you can go if you want. It's expensive. I'd rather you be able to just pay for it instead of being like me, where I think it took me 8 years to pay off my student loans afterwards, as opposed to say one of my friends, his parents had saved $529 and, you know, paid away for his school. So when I finished paying my $50,000 off or so after college, 8 years after college, he had been investing the same amount of time. We graduated roughly the same year, and he had enough money to put down, like, I think it was like 40% of like the house that he bought. He had already saved up during that time, just from, instead of paying student loans, like he was putting, I think it was $600 a month into an account since the age of 21 until he was 28 or 29 when he bought a house. But he, you know, he paid for almost half of his house with cash, just because he didn't have student loans, and was disciplined enough to actually just save what he probably would have been paying in student loans into a growth account, an investment account. So go to college, don't go to college, just have a plan or a rough idea of what you want to do with your life, and just go do it, and do it well. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. I post these just random videos of me talking, so hope you enjoy.